nice. Touching tips, probably like episode 46.
Sure.
Nobody fucking knows.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery to everybody.
Yep. I don't know any good 46s anyway. Or 47s.
46.
I mean, at that point in time, you're kind of in that, like,
I feel like
you have to be a pretty shitty linebacker to get 46, I feel like.
Yeah.
You're on the practice squad.
I feel like I remember a running back for the Patriots being like 47 or 42 or something like that.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, maybe.
Yeah. 40s in general are tough. I don't think I know anyone, like, other than, like, Jackie Robinson and Mariano Rivera by proxy.
Yeah. I waited on a Jackie Robinson today.
On a Jackie Robinson?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
His name was Jackie Robinson.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought we were just getting racist.
He
All
was
right.
also a Jackie Robinson, and he also left me a $0 tip.
I mean, that's not a great look for the people.
No,
you know?
not a great look for 42s going forward.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Well, he didn't break that color barrier, I guess.
Nice. Nice.
Anyway. Yeah, what's pissing you off today?
I don't know. I don't know if I got anything to be pissed off about, but I just got off a shift where, once again, because of the benefits of the union, baby,
Yeah.
there's just no AM server.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't even like a call out. It was like this girl was scheduled and she twisted her ankle and they like never fixed the schedule. I was like, oh, all right.
So they were just like, well, I guess we just don't have anyone working here.
I guess there's just such like a lack of communication that nobody like fixed the problem.
Yeah. Admittedly, that was kind of one of the that was the one things when you were trying to pull me into the airport that I kind of felt. And I just was like, this is one of those things I don't think I could ever get over, is the fact that there's just no one in charge of anything. I need a little bit of structure. Not much.
Yeah.
Like, I always tell people, like, my bare bones manager is just somebody who unlocks the door and fucking locks the door. That's it. But you do still need somebody at the helm that, like, I don't know, does anything.
Well, I mean,
you know?
I had a manager like running food for me, taking orders. Like
That's not a manager,
when
though.
he could,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but it's like I try, like basically like I used to be when this would start happening to me, I would just be like, all right, man, fuck it. He's the manager. He signed up for this job, and I would kind of just be like, yo, keep all your cash tips. And they're not allowed to take tips anyway. So just by me doing that, I feel like I'm being an awesome person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, keep the cash, like, and you know, if it's predominantly credit, like I'll do something, like I'll tip you out, you know what I mean, based on the money that you made. But it's like, I don't know, I just start getting my psycho, like Michael Jordan shit going, and I just can't let it be. And I really wasn't that busy at the bar. There's more money to be made out at the tables.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just said, fuck it, like, I'll run around for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it gets to the point to where, like, all right, I get my first bathroom break, like, halfway through the shift. And it's like, and now I'm walking down there. It's like I can feel how fucking sweaty I am at this point. You know what I mean? Just taking a
Just damp.
a break away. Yeah. And at that point, it starts creeping in where it's like, yo, I better be making some fucking money. You know? And I don't know. It's one of those places where, like, if you don't close your credit card tips out, like, as you go, you're going to have a chore at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you have, like, a fucking stack that thick?
Yeah. And it's like today, I think I had like 65 closed checks, and maybe 25% of them were cash. So, 48 checks or something like that. I'd be sitting there fucking thumbing through, trying to match up check numbers and put the right tip in and shit like that. So I knew I was doing all right just based on like the flow of the shift. But I do my best not to pay attention to that shit. Because it's like, what can you do about it?
Right.
Like, worry about what you can't control. This person left you a shitty tip. Like, I mean, I can go and eviscerate them if I feel like it. Like, I've never gotten in trouble for, like, being an asshole to somebody. But I've also only really been, like, a super asshole, like, 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
So
and
it's
at the end of it, nobody gives you a standing ovation anyway. So.
Yeah, and it's not like you're being an asshole and they give you more money.
Yeah. You're not changing their lives. You're just basically treating them like shit for a moment in time, and then they go back to living their self-centered fucking world.
It does you no good to go back to what I was talking about in this shit. Like, just focus on being nice, and the rest will work out.
Yeah.
You know? But it's tough when you got no help sometimes.
Yeah. Well, on the flip side, Memorial Day, we opened for fucking Brown graduation, and some genius had it in their head that we were all of a sudden a brunch establishment. So we opened at noon. Mind you, we don't open at noon any other day of the fucking year. Nobody bothered to check Brown graduation schedule, which would have taken 2 minutes of their day, and then found out like, oh, all of the people that we hope will be eating fucking lunch here will be sitting in a fucking, college graduation for the 3 hours that we're going to be open. So 12 to 3:15, 0 people. And I'm not talking like hyperbolically 0 people, like, oh, 1 person here, 2 people there. No, 0 people came through the door for those 3.5 hours. And then we fucking close early. Oh, we're going to close at 8 because, we're going to try and get you guys out of here since you've been here all day. Sure. Well, we are actually really fucking busy from 6:30 to 7:58, and we're fucking running around like it's Saturday night. And all of a sudden we close at 8. But that doesn't matter because you have a full fucking restaurant at 7:59 still ordering entrees. So we still don't get out of there until like 11 o'clock. So I was there for 12, 13 hours, and all of the money I made was in an hour and 10-minute period of time.
Yeah.
It was like, this is the biggest fucking waste of time I've ever had. Yeah. Whatever, though.
And at that point, I would have been like pushing to being like, why are we closing?
Well, yeah,
there's a line out the door.
Yeah,
like, give the cooks a fucking cash bonus and tell them to keep making me my fucking money.
Yeah.
Like,
even the people at the bar, because one of the few things that, like, I'm not one of these people that gets validated by fucking awards shit or, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, we have mutual friends or mutual people that we know where it's like, they're all about like the clout in the game, where it's like they want to have their name on a fucking Instagram post from like the fucking GoPro or something, GoProv or whatever the fuck it is. I don't give a fuck about anything about it. But the only thing I do kind of take pride in is when I know that another bartender like is sitting at the bar and they're looking around like, how the fuck are you doing this right now? And I'm like, because I'm fucking killing it. Yeah. That's why, So I had 2 people actually. One was from a fucking bar, Free Play. Another one was I can't remember the name of the fucking bar. But both times on that fucking Memorial Day Sunday or whatever, they were like, because my bar was fucking packed. I had a full restaurant I was making drinks for, and they were like, I can't believe you're doing this right now. And I'm like, not only am I doing this, dude, I'm doing this. Like, it was a fucking breeze to me. Like, I wasn't even thinking about it. I was like, my brain isn't even here right now. That's how fucking much I'm killing it right now. But yeah, they were just like, you're closing at 8? And I'm like, yeah. And it's like, it's 7:57, and the whole place is full. I'm like, we close at 8. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I would love for us to be open for another 2 hours, and I would have loved to have gotten back the 4.5 hours on the front end. But it is what it is,
Who, so did you take reservations for this Sunday?
Yes.
So, but nobody was like, hey, we don't have anything going on we're open at 12. It's posted that we're open at 12, and there's no reservations happening.
Yeah. Dude, we didn't even have...
There was just 0 red flags being set, or just whoever was driving the boat was just looking at other stuff.
And not to mention, as of a week ago, even then, like, the fact that we were busy at night was a complete, like, mystery to anyone. Because a week ago, we had 7 people on the books for this Sunday. This Sunday that we're specifically opening up for, that we're never open on Sundays normally.
Yeah.
We're opening for this Sunday, and there's 7 people on the books. What are we doing?
How are you supposed to get the word out for that in this day and age?
I mean, social media. But it doesn't even matter. Like, if you're not open on Sundays, then just don't be open on Sundays.
Yeah.
Like, don't do this shit where you pick and choose. Like, or if you want to be open for, like, Mother's Day or, shit like that, that makes sense. Because people are going to be, like, looking for places to be open. Nobody's, like, looking for a place to be open on Brown graduation day. Like,
I just feel like they would be, man. When I used to work there, like, graduations were, like, a big thing. And we'd be booked out.
Yeah, but we're booked out on Saturday.
Who fucking
all those people are here on the Friday and Saturday, and all of them are leaving on the Sunday of graduation.
Yeah.
Nobody's like hanging around in Providence like the day after they graduate, So it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's just poor project management, I feel like.
Yeah, I know. It's shocking though, right? Giving your inner workings of understanding how that place runs, like it's I don't
know how it runs anymore. I'm far removed.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't change, trust me. But
yeah, at the end of all of the ill will that I've wished, at the end of the day, it still makes me sad that like what we built just eroded away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're in like the Byzantine Empire like era of the fucking what was once Rome.
I wish I knew what that meant.
Yeah. It's like the Holy Roman Empire shit. Like the fucking afterbirth of the Rome. Anyway. So yeah. On another note, my fucking social media feed has me obsessed with this OceanGate shit again. You remember this Ocean Gate? It was the
billionaires
the
that
billionaires
died
in
at
the
the
tube, the
Titanic?
implosion and shit. I don't know why, but they're releasing some new documentary about like some guy, like literally reporter. I don't know why it was never released before or whatever, but a reporter like met with those people like months before this shit happened. And even he was like they were going through everything or whatever, and there was like red flags abound. So this guy was like, he shows up and they're like, oh, we're going through everything. And he's like, everything seems really rehearsed and everything, like, it seems on the surface like everything is fine. And they go down in it. Not very far. It's like one of those things where like they're like kind of towing behind a little tanker or something. They're maybe like 30 feet underwater. But while he's down there, he's like, nothing is working right. It's like the thrusters aren't working, or they lose communications with the top side. Now, like, they're communicating with like a diver who has like a sticky pad or whatever, like that he's holding up to the mirror, like, to the port hole, like with like notes on it. And then they write on their note. And it's like shit where it's just, you're like, you have a camera crew and shit here. Why are you showing me any of this?
Yeah.
So he's just like, and there was a moment though where he was like, this thing's going down to the Titanic, and he kind of gives like a face like, okay, and it's just hilarious because it's just this dude is just completely wrapping this shit like as he goes, like, oh yeah, we'll have all this sorted out. And it's like, I don't think you're gonna have all this sorted out. Like, with the benefit of hindsight, you're like, how the fuck did anyone agree to get on this goddamn thing? It seemed like a fucking disaster.
Dude, the older I get, the more concerned I am for myself in previous versions of my life for even getting on a fucking carnival ride.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even get on what do you call that thing? The Galaxatron or some shit.
Is that like, the one that goes spinning around?
Yeah, you can like turn upside down and do cool stuff if you're bold enough. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't even agree. I'm like wary of like driving a golf cart from a fucking country club I don't even am unfamiliar with,
Back to the carnival rides. I don't let my kids ride on like carnival rides because I am like, I've seen too many videos of like the stupid boat up in the air going like that and all of a sudden it swings too far and it like starts tipping over and shit. Like that happens all the time. These rides are assembled by fucking crystal meth addicts, like what are we doing?
I mean, they're run and maintained by gypsies.
Yes,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? Maybe they're assembled by like, some good old union iron workers or something like that, but
I'm just saying when the guy who's running the fucking thing looks like he doesn't have a social security number, you should be very worried about getting your fucking ass on that thing. That thing goes over, he's gone. He's a ghost. Like he's disappearing into like the wilderness of upstate New York. You're never seeing that motherfucker again, You're
like walking up to the ride and like the way that Jason Statham describes the pikeys and snatches.
Yes.
He's like, it's not like they got social security numbers now, do they?
Yeah.
Like,
it's true though. Those people, they're off the grid, Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. That's a weird
But then to have like a bunch of billionaires be like, no, this looks legit. I'm going to take my son down into this fucking pressurized tube, 4,000 feet below the fucking ocean surface. Like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? I would fucking, if I were a billionaire, I'd encase myself in bubble wrap, dude. I would be like, I'm going to live forever.
Yeah, I think he just thinks that because he had all that money, he is going to live forever.
Christ.
Like
the
water pressure doesn't, the hubris.
Yeah, seriously. The laws of fucking physics don't apply to you because you're fucking that rich.
I feel like the only guy I would be proud of if this happened to, where I'd be like, all right, is like if it was Magic Johnson.
Well, I mean, he's already beaten. Yeah, he's beaten the odds.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if he put his son in a submarine and they all died, he'd be like, all right, Magic, I see what you're doing there.
I get where you're at. Anyway.
Magic's son could play in the NBA if he just got his mind right.
Is he Karl Anthony Towns or?
Yeah, but like to the fucking next exponent. You'd be seeing all this zesty Karl Anthony Towns stuff?
I think it's funny. Yeah.
I do think it's funny, but they like slow his passes down.
Oh, yeah. He definitely has like a little bit of a...
Yeah, and he'd just be doing like princess stuff.
Whatever.
There's another clip.
He'd still fucking ball. He'd still fucking back me down for sure.
He brought him back from 20-point deficit to not go down 0-3.
They needed that game
so.
too. I mean, if they didn't fucking win it, they would have been fucked. Down 3-0 to the Pacers. There was a couple at the bar actually the other day. I used to be a Knicks fan back in the day when I was a kid and didn't know any better. But there was a couple who were like rooting for the fucking Knicks, and I was like, why are you guys Knicks fans still? Like, I was a Knicks fan. Like, I stopped doing it to myself. This is what they're going to do to you all the time. And they're like, no, but they're good now again. I'm like, no, they're not. They're just going to lose in 7 games again in the Eastern Conference Finals like they do all the fucking time. Apparently to the fucking Pacers. So once every 30 years, your team's going to be relevant enough to do this to you.
I mean, to be honest, they shouldn't be here. If Jason Tatum doesn't fucking tear his Achilles, like, I'm pretty sure that the Celtics make their way back in that game or in that series. And then it would be Celtics-Pacers. And then, I don't know, the Pacers have been playing nice.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So Celtics might have had problems with the Pacers had they got past the Knicks.
The NBA sucks now anyway.
Yeah, I'm not even really like that fucking, like, I don't know. I just can't. It's almost like a pretty boy shit now. It's almost like watching flag football from what it used to be. Like, everybody says that's what the NFL's going to.
Yeah.
And to me, it just seems like this softer, like
nerds are ruining all of sports.
Yeah.
And now they've like moved from baseball and they're onto the NBA. Actually, I saw like an interesting thing on, I can't remember what it might have been Barstool. But yeah, whatever. This guy though makes the argument that if you are up by 2 with less than 24 seconds left, you should foul the other team. And they did all the math, and like he's kind of right, because what you don't want to do is to be up by 2 with like 11 seconds left or 15 seconds left and give the other team the opportunity to then make a 3 that wins the game.
Yeah.
So by fouling them right off the bat, you take that off of the table.
Yeah.
You send them to the line for 2 shots, right? One of 2 things happens. Either they make both of them, the game's tied, you now have the ball and can create your own shot to win the game, or they miss one of those shots, and you are exponentially better. Like, at that point, you have the chance to get a defensive rebound. You have the chance to, like, basically you open up your, like, so many other pathways to win that game. And it's like, can you imagine a situation where you're watching a fucking playoff basketball game in Game 7, a team is up by 2, and rather than letting the other team have that last moment to try and win the game, they put them to the line for 2 free throws? It's just, nerds just don't understand what the fuck the original point of sports even is. It's entertainment. That could be the worst fucking product you could ever imagine. The math completely checks out.
Yeah.
In my opinion, teams would be stupid to not actually do it. If the math is there, technically speaking, they should do it. Absolutely. However, as the consumer, why the fuck would I ever watch a sport that is decided by basically a game of horse at the end? I don't fucking want to watch this.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the tush push. The tush push is one of the most unwatchable plays in all of football. They voted to ban it and they kept it. Why? Because they have like this, I don't know, fucking mentality, this tough guy mentality. Oh, you gotta learn how to stop it. It's like, I don't need to learn how to stop shit, man. This sucks. It's just stupid. You fucking fall forward like 3.5 feet for a first down every fucking, every time you come up on a 4th and 1. Like, same thing with the goal line push. It's not a fucking interesting play to watch unless you open it up to the other side. If you want to fucking have defensive linemen getting crammed into it, like, if you want to line up your 330-pound defensive tackle and fucking get 2 linebackers to push his ass into it and fucking start really fucking people up, I'm down with that. But the fact that one side can do it and the other side can't, it's like, this is just a free.
That's right.
This is a free 2 yards. Like, why am I even watching this?
They used to be able to do that.
They used to. They stopped
like
it
on,
because,
like field goal
because that's a
blocks.
dangerous play.
So what's the difference?
There is no fucking difference.
One way or the other.
That's the fucking difference. The difference is there isn't a rule right now to stop it. And like I said, I think NFL teams are just too much, too hard-headed to just be like, let's just get this out of the fucking game because nobody fucking is here to watch tush push.
Yeah.
Nobody. It's a fucking boring, stupid play.
Our boy Jameson is for the tush push.
Why the fuck would you want to watch it?
He said that if we're
I bet you he watches rugby. I 1,000% believe that he watches rugby. Like the guy who likes the tush push is the same guy who played on like an intramural rugby team in college, and all he wanted to do was just shove thumbs in butts.
Yes, maybe.
Sorry, but that's just a fact.
Jameson's way more of a baseball guy.
Well, I'm just saying, it's
Like,
that
he
same,
was-
like, I'm a hard-nosed baseball player. It's like,
he was like the when we used to work at Not Your Average Joe's together. The thing that kept me working for that company for so long is every year they had a store versus store like double elimination softball tournament.
oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they banned alcohol, but we found ways. You know what I mean? But
Gotcha.
the first year that we played, I think we made it. We either made it to the finals or we made it to like the, you know, like the. What do you call that shit?
Quarterfinals?
Nah, like like it would basically be like the two losers played each
Consolation
other.
bracket?
Consolation
Yeah.
round or whatever. Yeah, I think we might have won that, or we lost.
That's third
we
place.
lost the championship or something like that and got second, something like that. But Jameson was like the stud, like first
Yeah.
baseman, like RBI fucking king. He was killing it.
I'm not disparaging his athletic ability. I'm sure he's a very good baseball player. But
No,
to
I'm
me,
just saying. I never heard no rugby. You know what I mean? I played
Yeah.
softball with this kid intermittently for a little bit. I never heard him talk about no rugby.
I just meant it as like a sweeping generalization.
Well-
like it's those guys who are just like, I want to watch hard-nosed everything. And it's like, hard-nosed everything sucks to watch. I don't want to watch it. Like, I don't want to watch fucking 11 grown men just like plowing into each other for 2.5 yards at a time. Like,
Yeah.
it's not an entertaining product. It just isn't.
Either that or
it's the same
or
shit
give it
as the
back to the
fucking
D.
fouling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah, like I said, allow the defense to do the same thing. You know?
I
If you
can't
want to
stand-
fucking launch Vince Wilfork into a line like a 340-pound fucking missile, cool.
I feel like that's
Like-
what they used to do. It'd be like Vince and like Teddy Bruschi and Mike Vrabel
yeah,
behind
just
them,
fucking
and,
cramming into
yeah.
the fucking
and they would like collapse the line, and then somebody would climb up the big backs and
Yeah.
fucking block it, and you'd be like, Bill Belichick's the smartest guy alive.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky to be alive right now.
But yeah, that's just fucking nerds. Nerds are ruining all of sports. That's my take.
So I had this funny. I gotta fucking bring this shit up. It was a great meme that somebody got Steve Belichick on. But you know that Jordan Hudson is fucking Miss Maine second runner up.
That's not a good look.
And just watching your inheritance go to her, that's great.
I mean, Maine, you really got to step up your game because she shouldn't even have been on the podium.
You know that? Remember, Belichick went viral a few years back where he was like shirtless on a porch.
I did.
And like
Maybe
Ned-
I vaguely do actually.
Yeah, and like supposedly like that. So Pablo Torre, you know that guy?
No.
He's like an Asian dude on ESPN.
Okay.
He's got a
Yeah.
little Carl Anthony Towns to him.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not quite Asian. He's more like Pacific Islander looking.
Yeah. He may. Yeah. If he didn't use
Like Filipino or something.
like when he doesn't
Yeah.
use his voice, he probably sounds like Barack Obama and
Yeah.
The Rock mixed together. Like,
Gotcha.
but anyway, so he does this expose and he finds the fucking Airbnb that footage is from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they know you knew it was on. I think it was on Martha's Vineyard or something,
Yeah.
right? So I guess there's only so many properties you can rent out there. So he starts going through, looking at all the things. So he fucking rents the property, right? And then the lady who owns the property gets friendly with him, right?
Yeah.
And so he finds all this shit. He finds a review that Jordan left about the property.
So
He was fucking her at that Airbnb in Martha's Vineyard.
How long
when
ago
that
was
shit
that?
That was a while ago, dude. So he's been fucking like, how old is she now?
24.
24. And this is still like Tom Brady's on the Patriots in like 2021. So maybe she was like 19 years old, tapping old bitch tits Bill.
That's not a great look, Bill.
Bill Belichick is built like the fat guy in Fight Club. Bitch tits
Yes,
Bob.
yeah. But yeah.
He's like built the same way.
Yeah.
It's sad. I feel bad
Is that
for
Meatloaf?
Jordan Hudson.
That's
Yes.
Meatloaf, right? Yeah.
Like she's putting in work. Imagine
feel
those
bad for
things
that girl.
fucking swinging in her face while she's just laying there.
I mean, it's the fucking 21st century. I bet you she's titty fucking him with her fucking strap on. That's an image you're not going to get out of your head.
Nah, it just made me think of that one that I can never ever get out of my head
Yeah.
too. So there we go.
Yeah.
How about in other Boston sports news, the somebody's like bringing this shit up, but Kristaps Porzingis's mystery illness and like shit, like a lot of the symptoms that they're coming up with are like, yo, that's AIDS.
So the operating theory is that Porzingis has AIDS?
Possibly, like all these weird little unexplainable things is like, have you got him tested for AIDS?
I would imagine that at this point in time, the NBA, given their past history, like
Oh
you
my
know,
God, that's
HIV
hilarious. I
screening
didn't even
is
think of that.
is fucking probably mandatory at this
Yeah.
point. You know,
Yeah, well, yeah, you're letting Carl Anthony Towns play in the league. You got to be doing something about AIDS prevention.
pretty much.
That was low hanging fruit,
That
but I
was
had to take
low-hanging
it. That was
fruit.
fucking
Yeah.
banger. That was a banger.
Oh, anyway. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I saw this funny thing right here. Fucking bad taxidermy, and it's just fucking a Tickle Me Elmo in a jar, and it says Pickle Me Elmo.
There you go.
Yeah.
I wonder what that tastes
I
like.
found that to be amusing. Oh, dude, it probably tastes like fucking old dryer sheets.
Yeah.
I found this to also be amusing as well.
What? What does this say?
Like this is the Western Conference Finals, and it's I don't even know how to say this guy's name. He's from Canada, so I don't give a fuck about him. Shai Gilgeous Alexander.
SGA?
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Well, I don't know. That's what they all call him. Or the free throw merchant.
Yes,
you heard that one?
I like that one. But they got him basically. He's playing Ant-Man, and he's spraying him with Raid.
I don't know. Is free throw merchant like that's a disparaging thing against him, right? Like that people are talking shit about him, right? Or he hasn't like adopted that as a nickname, has he?
No, that's like people are chanting that in Minnesota.
Yeah.
He can't possibly be about that.
I was gonna say, like, if AI is like the fucking, the answer and fucking Paul Pierce was the truth, that it's like free throw merchant would be the lousiest nickname you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what do you give a guy who's like a fucking Canadian?
I don't know. A handshake?
I guess. Like, I feel like the only cool Canadian nickname that I've ever heard of is like Brett the Hitman Hart. It doesn't even have anything to do with Canada.
I mean, you got to go great one with Gretzky.
The great one, yeah, all right.
That's pretty universally just like a fucking awesome nickname.
Yeah.
But it's not a nickname, but they always refer to if you score a goal, have an assist, and then get into a fight that you win, that's called the Gordie Howe hat trick. That's pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that better than what Wayne Gretzky was up to.
Yeah. I mean, Gretzky was kind of a pretty boy.
Also, didn't he like Gretzky at all weird when he retired too?
Well, I mean, he got big into gambling.
Yeah,
like
he was probably always into gambling.
Yeah, but like that was when there were like reports that like he had like squandered his fortune like gambling and shit.
Somebody said, what about people squandering their fortune? You hear Justin Bieber sold his entire musical catalog for the mere price of $200 million.
Wow, that's actually more than I thought it would be.
But he was speculated to be a billionaire.
Yeah.
So people are like, yo, so you spent the billion? And like he's been kind of like in the Diddy shit.
Yeah, I mean,
and even
you feel bad.
Even before that, people were like saying that he was like on... Like, he was exhibiting qualities of people being on meth and stuff. Or he was, like, out walking the streets of New York just being a weirdo. Like, I mean, this shit about Diddy says that Diddy's kids ran a train on him.
Wait a minute, hold up. Has that come out? Is that what you said?
That's what I heard. Like, Diddy's sons ran a train on Justin Bieber.
Fuck.
Like, that's so crazy that, like, you're that crazy into, like, butt fucking for... masculinity purposes that like you even got your sons in on it.
Yeah. And
like, nah, you gotta go prison rape these guys, sons of mine.
I mean, Bieber, when he fucking got famous, he was young. Like, that's fucking so creepy. He I don't know, man. I feel bad for that dude. Like, I really do. Like, not even fucking around. He's I'm sure there's some dark shit in that kid's past that he's gonna have to live with.
I feel the worst for the girl that married him. Like, right? Like, you think she's, oh my God, Justin Bieber. Because Justin Bieber was dating some other famous lady, right? And then they broke up and he married, I think he was dating like.
So was he dating Megan Fox? Or no,
I think it was like Ariana Grande.
Yeah, no,
or some
I was thinking
shit,
of
or Selena.
The other fucking loser
not
now.
Selena. Whatever. Some broad.
Oh, Selena Gomez, right?
Yeah. But, and then I think this chick, I don't think she was like wicked famous or anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't like another power couple. It was almost like people were like, what's Bieber doing with her? You know what I mean? So it's like she hit the lottery, she had a kid with him, and now it's like, now
they're living with all that.
You think you married this like pop star Prince Charming, and he's really like a meth head who's been sexually abused to the brink of ultimate depression, and now he's broke.
Which brings me to actually one thing I want to hear about. So we're listening to whatever Diddy's girlfriend in the trial. Now they're talking to like some other fucking person. I want to know where did the guy who held the umbrella go? What was his deal? Like, he has to have all of the dark secrets. Where is that motherfucker? What was his name? Do you remember him?
I'm trying to think of his name. I know who you're talking about.
It was some super demeaning name. It was like, fucking Humphrey or some shit, or like, like some generic ass butler name.
Like that was like
I gotta look that up now.
Diddy's like Peter Pan personality or some shit.
I'm just saying, like, that motherfucker needs to be put on the stand because he's the one I want to talk to. Like,
Yeah.
He's the one that has to have all of the fucking secrets. Puff Diddy umbrella guy. I gotta figure out that guy's name.
I can see him like sitting in a desk like with thick glasses like the guy in Bad Boys.
Farnsworth Bentley.
Farnsworth Bentley.
Yeah. Where the fuck is this guy?
He's probably dead.
He might be dead. Let me check that out, actually. Speculates Fonz was Diddy's little boyfriend at one point. Okay, well, that's great. Damn, that article's a year old? What the fuck, dude? Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I want to know where that fucking guy is, though, and I want to put on the stand. Because he has all of the answers like that they're looking for.
I mean, what is really, like, the issue is, like what's he going to get in trouble for?
Did he?
Yeah.
Rape. Like, rape, kidnapping, fucking forced, drug use shit. Like, there's a lot of shit that's like, he might never see the fucking light of day again.
Probably not. He's like fucking, this is just like another arm of like the Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah. You think he's going to find a pair of underwear that's long enough to hang himself with?
For sure.
Yeah. It's not a bad call.
Or like, I don't know. Obviously they got to have him in like protective custody.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, for now they do, but once he goes to Gen Pop, like, all bets are off.
All of this is coming about because he tried to kill Jamie Foxx.
What? Really?
Like, remember Jamie Foxx got really sick?
I don't remember
Jamie
that.
Foxx was like really sick. Like, people thought he was gonna die, and turns out he was got being poisoned by P. Diddy.
What?
I'm telling you,
it's a true story.
And so Jamie Foxx is the ultimate snitch in this. Like, he's the one.
I'm sorry, but if you're poisoning me, I'm snitching on you. That's
I'm just
how
saying,
it works.
he's fucking snitching. Like, he's the one that had a problem with Diddy, and then they tried to kill him, and he said, "That's it. I'm taking this whole shit down."
All right,
so like, at the end of the day, if you want to be mad that like everything Biggie is saying is inherently gay now, it's all fucking Jamie Foxx's fault.
All right. One such rumor, this is in regards to Jamie Foxx's illness from last year or whatever. It was a stroke, I think. One such rumor was that Diddy, who is currently standing trial in sex, had allegedly conspired to kill Jamie, resulting in his health issues. His reps called the rumors outlandish, ridiculous, and baseless. So, I mean, Jamie Foxx has come out publicly and said that P. Diddy didn't try to kill him. But
I don't think he did. I think you're reading bad information.
I mean, it was on Yahoo, so I mean, maybe.
What about you see any of Aaron Rodgers on Joe Rogan speaking about people about to get killed?
I was gonna say I caught a little bit of it. What were they talking about? They were talking
everything.
About,
dude. Like, I'm like, oh, you guys better knock it off.
Yeah.
Like, they're talking about the Jews running everything and shit. I'm like, you guys are dead. You're dead. The next time you ride a helicopter, you guys are fucking dead.
I mean, if anybody knows about the Jews running things, it's the former quarterback of the New York Jets. So
Aaron Rodgers be knowing about mad shit, dude.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know about it.
Well, no, he's just like, he's in the know on that. Like, he's gone down the slide of the conspiracy wormhole. I can appreciate that.
Sure. I generally, when it comes to like people who are famous whose family hates them, I generally think that that's a red flag, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if your fucking own brother can't stand you, like, chances are it's a problem with you at some level.
Something to look in the mirror about, because I don't think my own brother can stand me, so.
I don't know. Well, maybe it's something that you both should be looking in the mirror over.
Possibly.
Yeah. Round the Horn is over. That was a moment I wasn't prepared for.
I wasn't either, and especially like the last episode, they like brought back all the good people.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what the fuck?
Where have you been this whole time?
Why hasn't Woody Page and Tim Calishaw and all these other motherfuckers been on here the whole time?
Mariucci or whatever, the fatter like Chicago guy, the chubby Chicago guy,
Jay Mariucci.
Yeah.
He got kicked off the show a while ago, though.
Oh yeah, a long time ago. That was my era.
I think he like beat his wife up, and they're like, all right.
Well, they brought him back for the finale, though. So
no, they didn't bring back Jay Mariotti.
Yeah, I saw him on the.
No way, dude. I don't think we must be talking about the wrong people.
I saw him on. I didn't watch the actual show, but I saw him like in one of the clips of like the people they brought back.
Maybe it was just like an old clip, and they were like paying homage to him.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Well, whatever. At any rate,
somebody said that the show got like all woke, and that's like what the problem was. And it's like I haven't really been watching anymore.
yeah.
Like for
Well, that's probably what happened. Was that like its original audience, i.e., me, you, our generation, we just stopped watching sports media in general. So
I didn't stop watching sports media. I just cut the cord on cable, and
Yeah.
that just led me to like not be DVRing these things anymore.
yeah,
Because like essentially I've replaced watching my DVR'd programs with just doom scrolling.
yeah,
Like that's what happened with my life. Like instead of coming home and being like, oh shit, around the horn, now I'm just like,
right.
You
Which
know
is
what I
actually
mean? So-
probably why I don't watch sports as much as I used to, because my algorithm just knows that I don't really like sports anymore. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't feed it to me. Sports, like I used to be up on sports just by virtue of watching SportsCenter. I would watch SportsCenter every single day, and I would watch the morning one and I would watch the night one, like every single day. And I don't have anything of the equivalent that I've swapped it out for in my life. So like I went from consuming 2 hours no matter what of sports to now I could go weeks without even watching like a fucking highlight,
Yeah.
you know?
I still have all of the apps on my phone. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I've never gone on this like uninstall spree or whatever. So it's like literally if anything happens in the sports world, it's like ESPN tells me about it, Bleacher Report tells me about it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
name all the other ones that I have.
Yeah.
And I feel like Bleacher Report might be the worst of the ones that I have, or the best, however you want to frame it, because it really does keep me in the mix on things. 'Cause it's like you have like you can favorite teams, you can favorite players, you
Yeah.
can favorite this, you can favorite that. So it's like all this stuff that I've favorited over the years. It's like I probably have, it's like I got. I had this one friend that I fell out with that likes all the Baltimore teams and shit, right? So it's like I got the Ravens favorited, the Wizards favorited,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? All that shit. But then basically it gives you because they're in the conference with these guys, now I get the news on everybody that the Wizards play against.
Yeah.
Now I get the news on everybody that the Ravens play against. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like that by virtue of proxy, it's like Bleacher Report is telling me every single thing that it has to say
Yeah.
on a daily basis. So I'll talk to people and they'll be like, you watch sports? I'm like, I don't keep up with it as much as I used to. And then we'll start talking about it. And they're like, bro, you keep
You
up with
do.
sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, I really don't though. I just read a push notification like every time I
10
take a
seconds.
Shit. Yeah.
Well, now your push notifications too for like the players are probably mad sad where it's like, you don't get push notifications anymore for, I don't know, who's a good example?
Well, I haven't updated it since I had Stephon Diggs in our league.
Well, that's what I'm
So
saying.
it still tells me from that fantasy year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the players that I had still giving me the notes on them.
Well, that's just
but
it.
I've
So-
never updated. So the guys that I have now, I'm not getting any of the tea on.
Well, yeah,
like-
so you still have like Patrick Chung or something, but instead of like something about Patrick Chung, it's now like Patrick Chung's son just committed to Oregon. You're
Yeah.
like, oh God, I'm fucking sad.
Yeah.
Like, why is this happening now?
Yeah, I went through this fucking this funny thing. We gotta get a producer in the mix so we can be seeing what we're talking about. But I went back to my boy that I said that we were on the rocks with because I had to send him some sports stuff that I knew that he would love very much.
Who's your boy that you're on the rocks with? Oh, you're not on the rocks with him. I think he.
Yeah, I
Whatever.
think because we haven't been memeing too much lately.
Yeah.
But this
Well, it's because you fucking memed about his grandmother.
This
and mother.
is funny right here. This fucking fat male cheerleader. But I was like, if Will Compton doesn't pan out, this is what he's gonna be.
Yeah.
Or Will Campbell, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
From the Patriots.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
this shit.
the tackle. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like this NFL thing of all these players that you never knew. Like, did you know Michael Vick played for the Jets at one point?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I think that was his last stop.
Randy Moss on the Titans, I remember.
that.
Jerry
I remember
Rice on the
that.
Hawks, I remember.
I remember that, obviously. Andre Johnson on the Titans? I don't remember that.
I remember that one.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah.
That's
Ed Reed on
the Jets. Yeah, on Rex Ryan's Jets. He signs with those Jets instead of with the Patriots.
Oh, that was
after
a bad move.
Belichick just be talking about how much he loves him. And this is what made me text my boy. I was like, who the fuck is that? And I couldn't come up with it. I thought it was one of the receivers from the Greatest Show on Turf or something like that.
Yeah,
But I was like,
not 21.
yeah,
gonna
I was
say.
like, it can't. The numbers are throwing me off.
He looks like fucking Bernard Hopkins.
He does look like Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah. So did you figure out who the fuck this was?
He did. My boy texted me back right away.
What was
like
it?
not even like 3 dots couldn't even form on it. It's good old Fred Taylor from the
Oh,
Jacksonville
shit.
Jaguars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Fred Taylor, you look like Bernard Hopkins.
Old Dion.
Yeah.
I was telling my wife about fucking Dion's. Well, all right. So I was telling her about Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
You know the fiasco he's got.
Yeah, the whole prenup and shit.
Yeah, but I don't.
Or the lack thereof.
There is no prenup.
Yeah.
He married this broad, right? And then he buys her a $200,000 car to celebrate the occasion. And now everybody on social media is like circling her little belly in her wedding dress and being like, she's fucking knocked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no way she's not knocked up. And it's like, so this kid got a $46 million rookie contract, right? So you got to figure you're losing half of it to taxes and agents, right? So now he's down to like $23 million. Now you're going to lose half of it to this broad when she fucking takes your ass for everything.
Well, half of it, and then she's going to get alimony too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And she's taking that $200,000 car that you just bought her.
Yeah. And probably half of all of his future earnings too.
But I was like telling my wife about this, and I was like, there's actually a funny clip of Deion Sanders being like, listen, I'm going to sit you down and I'm going to have my lawyer write your prenup for you.
Yeah.
And Travis Hunter's just being like, I don't know, man. I love her. And Deion's like, I'm going to sit you down and I'm going to have my lawyer write that prenup for you. And I just figured, like, I always have, like, and I'm telling my wife this story and I'm, like, imitating, like, what Deion Sanders, like, does with his hands all the time when he's talking. And I'm like, that's so, like, could I pick anybody else out with just, like, their fucking hands sitting there? That's fucking Deion.
Yeah.
That's prime. That's prime time. I know those. I know those claws.
Fucking mitts.
Yeah. I think we talked about this too, but there was one, some former player, I think it was Ocho Cinco maybe, and he was like telling Deion that he wanted to come be a coach.
Yeah.
And Deion was like, you're not built for that. You ain't going to help these kids. And Ocho Cinco was like, nah, man, like I'm going to get down on the field with them and like show them show them what to do. And Deion's like, what are you going to do when I get down on the field and lock you up? And I'm almost positive it's Ocho Cinco. Ocho Cinco's like, you ain't going to do nothing. You ain't got no fucking toes left. And Deion's just like, you know what? And he
End call.
Yeah, he like shuts his laptop. He's like, I'm done with you. I'm done with these people.
Yeah.
So.
It's true, though.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up. Who's that?
That's Julio Jones on the Eagles.
I forgot about that.
He might even have a ring with them.
Oh, was he? No. Was he?
He might. He might have been on the team. He might have been on
last year's team.
He might have been on the Eagles team that beat Brady.
No, definitely not that. That was like still peak Julio. He's still on the Falcons then.
Yeah, you're right. Because the year after, that's the year after they beat Atlanta.
No, I mean, if anything, I think maybe he was on the team that lost to the Chiefs. Like maybe he was on that team.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. And we got all AP on Seattle. I do not
I don't
remember
that. I remember him being on the Commanders or the Washington football team or whatever the fuck they were at the time.
I do not remember Terrell Suggs playing for the Chiefs.
I don't remember that either. Suggs, though, I feel like I feel like he played almost all of his career with the Ravens, then maybe had like a training camp with somebody else.
Yeah. I don't know who this guy is.
28 on the Broncos.
Oh, I know who that is. That's a running back for the Chiefs. Very, very fantasy.
Was that Larry Johnson?
Relevant. No, after that. Who's the next guy? 2023.
Oh, is that Jamal Charles?
Yes.
Yeah. 39.
I think that's Brandon Browner.
Who gives a shit?
No,
it can't be actually because Browner had like a couple good years. Like, of course you're going to remember him on the Patriots. He was like one of your starting cornerbacks for a couple of years.
Brandon Browner is one of the reasons why Browner and Revis being where they're at is what allows Malcolm Butler to do what he does.
Yeah, so I mean that can't be Browner.
39.
30. Yeah, that's the one you should have asked.
I feel like you know why? Because
if you win a fucking Super Bowl title with a team, I feel like that negates you from this whole thing. You know. Anyway. Yeah. Speaking of the business of sports, though, have you seen this shit where the Bengals are once again fucking up like all their shit?
With not signing that defensive guy?
Well, that, and then also they're the only team that still hasn't signed their fucking rookie player.
Their first-round rookie?
Shamar Stewart, I think his name is, or something. But they drafted him 17th overall, and right now all they're doing is just like, they're trying to like add some sort of like, I don't know, clause or something in the contract that no other rookie has. The rookie like negotiation shit should be over at this point. Like it's a slotted pick, so you're guaranteed you make this amount of money.
Yeah.
You have this amount of years. Like all of the other language should be completely like boilerplate. Like everybody does the same thing. And the Bengals are like trying to like add some sort of like provision or whatever. I don't fucking know the legal term for it, but whatever, some fucking clause that says like, something about like injury money or something like that. It's just like, you guys are just the fucking worst. It's like the Bengals should have their team taken away from them. And all these people that were like happy when Joe Burrow went there and that they were like being good again just don't know enough about like what kind of organization the Bengals are.
Yeah.
They're not a team to be rooted for. They're a fucking piss poor organization. They don't They're not cursed or they're not lovable underdogs. They're just terribly mismanaged and only there to make money. That's it.
Yeah, it's like you have a cheap owner like taking advantage of
I mean, cheap owner doesn't even do it justice.
You know, they were the last team to have like an enclosed practice field or just like a practice field in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they've only had like a practice facility for like the last not even 10 years.
I believe it.
Not even.
Here's the thing about the Bengals, and I don't care. I'm just looking into the Bengals' heart, like the Bengals owner's heart, this dude Mike Brown, and knowing as much as I know about him, there was no one who was more fucking bummed out that they got a franchise quarterback in Joe Burrow and had to pay him than he was. I promise you.
Yeah.
Like, he would have rather, in his heart of hearts, he would have rather have had another string of whatever it was, Who's the fucking first round quarterback bust for them? The Kajana Carter was the running back. Whatever. They would have much rather just had bust after bust at quarterback and lived in this like the reason Marvin Lewis never got fired or took so long for them to get fired because they were totally fine with that. Losing in the first round of the playoffs every year, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Like, you mean we don't have to spend any money and people like come thinking that we might win something? This is great. That's why. Like, that team sucks. Organization sucks. Their ownership sucks. Nobody in Cincinnati deserves... Like, that team doesn't even deserve to be there anymore. They should be fucking moved.
I feel like I can't even, like, that's a great sports trivia question. Like, name me, like, 5 Bengals quarterbacks in between Carson
Palmer and
Joe Burrow. Yeah, like...
All right. I'll give it a shot. Between Carson Palmer and Joe Burrow. So basically, the moment he demanded a trade to the Oakland Raiders, which should be a red flag for people who think that the Bengals should be, fucking like he was willing to go to fucking Oakland before staying in Cincinnati. Fuck. All right. I mean, why is this so hard now? Off the top of my head, they had AJ McCarron. AJ McCarron played for them. Fuck. Who was the quarterback during that whole era?
Who was the guy before fucking Joe Burrow?
Oh my God!
Like Burrow's been in the league for a while, right? He's on.
I mean, not that long though. Like, what is fourth? This might be his 5th year. Fourth, 5th year.
No, he got new money, right? So rookie contract's 5 years if you're a first round pick. So
right, but now the precedent has been set that like anybody who's like a Joe Burrow level, like you're
getting your money.
You get your money early. Yeah. And another thing, that's the way the rookie money is set up anyway. Is like you want to get it before the 5th year anyway, because that way you can roll that money into the new contract. Yeah. And so but either way, like I think this might be his 5th year, I think. And fucking like, Carson Palmer
is the dude that went to Harvard with the beard?
07. What?
Who's the dude that went to Harvard with the beard? He's got to be one of the answers.
Yeah, he was in there.
If anybody gives you like quarterback trivia of that time, you're like, it's got to be this dude.
Yeah. Still, though, that's too big of a gap to not know who the fucking quarterback of the Bengals was. Like, who was it?
Like, who was the guy throwing T.O.?
Oh, fucking Dalton.
Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket.
The Red Rocket, yeah. All right, I was going to say, I was like, how the fuck? Because
was Dalton the one throwing T.O. and fucking...
T.O., no, that might have been Carson Palmer still. Like the last, like the T.O. and Hushmanzada.
T.O. and Ocho Cinco are on the same team. I don't think Huja Mazzoli is on that team anymore.
You don't think so?
No, I think he goes to the Raiders.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think that was Carson Palmer because T.O. was, what was that? His last, actually, no. Never mind. Maybe that was Andy Dalton. Because if I had to guess, I think Carson Palmer maybe shot his way out of town like in... Yeah, had to have been like 09, 2010, because he had like a few years with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I don't think Carson Palmer is T.O.'s quarterback.
Yeah.
So it makes me think it's got to be
Andy Dalton then, right?
There's got to be somebody between Dalton and Carson Palmer that was halfway decent.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know. Actually,
that's wild.
I guess we have the internet, and I could just look it up. Bengal quarterbacks.
I mean, what about Speaking of like disappointments or not living up to your draft stock, have you ever come across somebody in the hefty department that you would have as like that you would draft in the first round of your hospitality? Like a
like a fat person,
like a real fatso. Like a real fucking sweaty. He's in the fucking way. Like, you know what I'm like? I can't think of like one fucking fat fuck G that I've ever worked with.
No, I mean the unfortunate.
Like, is it just because like I can't view you as a G because you're like a fat fuck? Like, no matter how good you are at your job, I'm like, look at this fat sweaty piece of shit.
I mean, really, the sad reality is the reason that you don't have too many fat people in like the front of the house is because like people have to eat. I know that's a callous thing to think, but like nobody wants to be looking at your fucking sweaty fat ass like when they're trying to like enjoy their food.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, but I mean, I have worked with fucking fatties.
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know if I've ever worked with anyone though that was like morbidly obese. I did actually once. It was this guy Donley who was our cook. Who was probably the worst chef I've ever fucking worked with. To the point where I'll put him on blast. Like people who, he fucking sucked. He was also a fucking asshole. But he was a fat bastard. And I remember actually the funniest thing he ever said was, I have this, was working with this kid, Marvy, who was like, he's like a legitimately good basketball player. Like, you know, whatever. I mean, whatever you want to call like a good rec league basketball player, he was good at basketball. Like, and I knew him to be so because other people who I trusted, like played basketball with him, was like, oh, dude, he's fucking good. And fucking that guy, we were talking about it, and that guy Donnelly comes out, this fat fuck, and he's like, dude, I'd body you so hard. Marvin was just like, you fat motherfucker, I'll fucking run around you 3 times, you know? But yeah, fat people in general aren't very good at their job. At least in the service industry.
Yeah, like I'm even trying to like extend this to like the back of the house. And like I don't even remember there being just like a fat guy back there just fucking killing it, moving fast. You know what I mean?
That's another thing too, is that like you're behind the line, like that's a small cramped area. Like you're behind the bar, it's a small cramped area. You know, It's just you can't be fat and work in those. You fucking light your fucking gut on fire on the goddamn grill if you're back there like as a fat motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. And also you're on your feet for fucking 12 hours a day. You're eating meals sporadically, if at all. Like it's not a business that really caters to the fat life, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can't be really a fat motherfucker in the restaurant business.
That's funny. Yeah, you're fucking running around. Like maybe you start fat.
Yeah, like 2 years or whatever that when COVID was going on, like, and I went down from working every single day in a bar to working 1-2 days maybe, I gained like fucking 30 pounds, man. Like,
yeah.
It's just not an environment that, you know, you can just be a sedentary piece of shit in. You have to be moving. Yeah, I mean, how many fat motherfuckers you work with? I feel like I can't even think of many. Like, truly fat motherfuckers. I mean, there's a few people that's like, all right, well, you could like Jameson, if you were a dick, you could be like, you're a fat motherfucker, but he's not a fat motherfucker, he's just a big guy, you know?
Yeah, he's not on the list.
Yeah, so, like, how many fat motherfuckers, like, you know?
I don't know.
Which, by the way, if James, you're listening, I don't think you're a fat motherfucker. I'm using that as to illustrate my point. I feel like you're not.
This has had to be an example of me watching fat people mosey down the strip of the airport and just putting it on the list and just being like, I don't think I've ever worked with a fat fucking G.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah. I was at BJ's Brew House yesterday because my kids like it for whatever reason. And there was just like this dude with his fucking his other fat son, and just like 2 of them are just like spilling out over their chairs and just like shoveling like food into their face. And I was like, I lost my appetite because of it. I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I took like 3 bites of my sandwich. I was like, let's pack this up and go.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Do you catch your kids being funny yet?
Yeah, my kids are fun. My fucking middle son's hilarious.
Like, they be fucking saying mean stuff, and you're like, nice.
Not mean stuff, but they'll do something or say something funny that's like, okay, yeah, that's good. I try to not make them. I try to not have them be mean.
Yeah,
I'm one of those weird dads who doesn't want their kid to be a dickhead.
I mean, I wouldn't want mine to be a dickhead either. My dad gets mad at that.
What?
Like when me and my sister are being mean?
Yeah.
He's just like, why are you guys doing this?
Yeah.
He's like, I work so hard to raise nice people, and you guys are being so mean.
So mean.
And I'm like, we love it. It's our favorite stuff. Like I even think my sister's even coming around to some of the conspiracy stuff. So like her and I were talking about it, and I could just see him being like,
I can't believe you guys came out of my
like
balls.
what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know.
Is there any? Are your kids all old enough now where like any movie is like on the docket?
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like that would be if I had kids. I'd be like, oh, you guys never seen this?
Oh yeah, I do that all the time to them. Me and the middle son watched Goonies last night. Loved
for the
it.
first time.
I'd made him watch it like when he was probably too young to even really remember seeing
yeah.
it. So this was the first time where like his brain had clicked on where I was like, you got to watch this movie. And he was like, it was awesome.
And now you guys are just like fucking, hey, you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking all the time.
Yeah. Oh my God. He loved the part where fucking Chunk hit him in the fucking head with the baby Ruth and he started freaking out. Fucking laughed for like 10 minutes about it. Yeah. The Jurassic Park movies, though, like all my kids love, like the early ones, the new ones, it doesn't matter. They'll watch all of them. There's a new one coming out, and I just don't understand these fucking movies anymore. How can we make the same goddamn movie over and over and over again? Like, have you seen the previews for this thing?
No.
It's the same fucking thing as all of them. You know, it's a bunch of people who we have to go to this island that's filled with dinosaurs for some reason and do this one thing that we're supposed to be doing here. It's like, what are we doing with these fucking islands of dinosaurs at this point in this movie universe? Fucking, we would have a fleet of drones just fucking pepper this fucking thing for 6 hours and we'd be done.
Yeah.
They'd be over, you know? It's like, until these fucking dinosaurs have nuclear fucking capabilities, I'm tired of watching this fucking movie about fucking dinosaurs.
No, if I would pick these dinosaurs up and fucking drop them off in the Middle East and finally win this war.
I would watch that movie.
Yeah.
Weaponizing fucking dinosaurs.
Like, you're gonna kill the dinosaurs? Like, put guns on them. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Put guns on them.
There's just like a cargo ship with a fucking, with a Tyrannosaurus Rex tied to it. Fucking just cut it loose over like Syria.
Yes. Or just like why aren't we just send those Boston Dynamic robot dogs? That's it. Those are the new soldiers. Like, why do we even have?
Yeah.
That's it. Just send those. Put guns on those things, and that's it.
Sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their heads. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, those movies though, they love them. Same with the Godzilla and shit. I don't know. They're all a bunch of fucking idiots.
What about, have they seen Austin Powers?
No.
Austin Powers sucks.
Does it? Oh, that's a bummer.
I've seen it recently, and I've just been like, holy shit, this is fucking terrible. I feel like especially if you've like, especially if you've seen the Shrek franchise.
Yeah.
You're like, this is just
Fat Bastard is just Shrek. Yeah.
But they all are. They're all those voices like show back up, and you're like, all right, so this is just like drinking out of cups before they put the fucking lizard man to it. You don't know. You don't know about drinking out of cups.
What do you mean drinking out of cups?
It's a funny movie that you've never seen.
What's the movie?
It's like, I feel like we've talked about this. It's like a guy who like.
Oh yeah. No, I remember.
The urban legend is that he recorded himself while he's tripping.
Yeah,
but that's not what happened. Then eventually, like, this gained steam as you downloaded it on Kazaa and LimeWire and stuff, and you would quote it as you would Anchorman because memes weren't a thing yet. And drinking out of cups. It's a good time.
I'll watch it the day you watch Braveheart. How about that?
It's just such a commitment.
It is. It's a long movie, but it's
like 2
worth it.
VHS tapes, isn't it?
It was. Yeah, it was one of the few ones where like the screen went to black and you had to get the next tape and put it in. Yeah.
That and like Casino, I remember.
Yeah.
Maybe Showgirls.
Have you never seen Casino?
I've seen Casino.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm saying they had two
like a 2-discer?
Yeah.
Or you'd have to flip the disc over when it was a CD? No.
My favorite thing to fantasize about. It's funny because our boy Zach said he invited us because he was going to light a firework off.
At the top of
at the parking garage. And I was like, I would love to come, but I would just get myself into trouble being in that close of a proximity to these people that I want to kill.
Yeah.
And it's like you brought up Casino, and instantly my brain was like, what if you could do that to Johnny T in the cornfield? And I was like, I'd love
Joe
it.
Pesci.
I'd love it. I would be so hard.
Please, he's still breathing.
I don't care how gay it makes me. I'd be hard for that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So I don't know. That's probably the best. Joe Pesci gets it bad in like every fucking movie.
Goodfellas is a bummer, but it wasn't bad. Like he just walked into a room and they fucking got him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Casino death was. I mean, top 3 worst deaths in cinematic history.
You gotta be like watching My Cousin Vinny and be like,
yeah.
how the hell is they gonna get him in this one? It's like a happy ending, and you're like, holy shit! He finally got him. He finally lived a good
He got
life.
away.
He got a Marissa Tomei.
I mean, he deserved it after that. That casino fucking ending is like watching your brother get the fucking beaten to death and then yourself getting beaten to almost death and then buried alive
Buried
in the
alive
desert.
has got to be terrible.
Yeah, I mean, that's not. Oh man,
That scene in Kill Bill where she like punches herself out of being buried alive, like I like get sick thinking about that.
yeah, like in the box.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh man, that would be fucking so bad.
No, yeah, that would be bad. I get videos all the time on fucking my Instagram, my algorithm about like spelunking. Have you seen this shit? Like these people who like find like these small crevices and then like try and like go as far as they can, and like a lot of them are like
That's what that's
tight-
called.
Yeah,
It's like
cave
cave-
diving.
yeah.
But it's like it gives me a fucking panic attack because they draw like these pictures of these people like, and he had to go up here and he got his head caught here and like his legs caught here and then he was trapped there and just died. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, why?
Why would you tell me that? You know,
Or just
why
like,
would
why
you
would you
even
do
go
that in general? Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's for like people that just can't seem to kill themselves while choking themselves and jerking off at the same time.
I mean, it's
They just keep lucking out, and they're like, all right, I need a bigger thrill.
Oh my god, I just don't understand it. It's fucking. It gives me anxiety just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything like I've never been scuba diving, but I bet you I would have an issue with it.
Yeah. Oh, scuba diving is fucking dangerous. Real
Just like
dangerous.
the whole like my whole immediate high school friend group almost died scuba diving.
I can believe it.
I wasn't in it.
Yeah.
But it literally took my friend that has like a Purple Heart and is like a military war hero to save everybody's life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he had to swim against the current to like get back to get the only knife that they had to like cut everybody loose from whatever they were trapped on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was like dying on the boat for like 2 hours afterwards as they drove back to land from being so physically exhausted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Just a lot of fucking equipment.
None
that
of
you're
my
wearing.
other friends
Yeah.
would have had the mental fortitude to do what Peter did. You know, like they would have been fucked.
So there's this book. It's still it might be one of my favorite nonfiction books of all time, and it's about the most whatever subject. Like you read the back of the book and you're like, how interesting could this be? This group of dudes. I mean, first of all, there's just like this group of guys in general who, you know, what they do with their free time is they go and dive wreckage, right? So like the Queen, I can't remember the fucking name of it, but the Queen Mary or the Queen whatever fucking. There's a famous
Something
ship.
with like a bunch of gold on it or something.
Well, there's like a famous shipwreck like akin to like the Titanic, except it's not as deep. It was a luxury cruise thing or whatever, and a lot of guys go down there, and for a long time they would like go down there and fucking explore the wreckage, try and pull shit up, glasses, silverware, plates, that kind of shit, and it became like a trophy for these like deep sea divers, like the deep divers, right? But it's horribly dangerous. First of all, like it's unregulated, so it's just a bunch of dudes just on a boat. Like, let's go in the middle of the ocean and fucking and see if we can find some shit on the
like
ground.
maritime law. Yeah,
Exactly. So they mix their own like tanks and shit. There's a million ways to die in this fucking shit. And the book is all about they found like this wreckage or whatever off of like the coast of New Jersey, and they're trying to prove that this is a German U-boat that actually made it all the way to the Jersey shore and was sunk. But there's no military records of this shit. There's no nothing. But they're like, this thing looks like a fucking German U-boat. So the whole thing is over the course of this year, because like you have to like time it out with your dives or whatever. You can't go down like that often or
It's
whatever.
got to be like good doldrums weather and
good,
shit.
Good
like,
conditions, like weather plays a part of it, but then obviously it's also very expensive to do this. So whatever. So over this fucking year and a half period of time, it's these dudes trying to go into the sub. It's a cramped area. You have a lot of equipment, a lot of hoses and shit, and you're trying to like go through this thing and find something that can identify this boat as U-boat 5771 or something, you know, something that proves that it's a German U-boat. But over this time, they have different people going down with them, and they're trying to keep it quiet because it's like a super competitive thing to try and figure it out. So but like this dude and his father and son go down there, and you know when they're down there, one of them gets like swept away in the current, and the other one like then tries to like go up too quickly, and he gets the bends. Like there's 1,000 ways to die, and these guys, dude, they die all the time doing this shit. It's fucking nuts. So whatever. The bottom line though is that because of like that, the fact that like there's a human condition involved where it's like it's very dangerous, they don't go usually in pairs for that reason, because once you're down there, dude, and you start to die, like let's say something goes wrong with you, your natural reaction as a human being who wants to preserve your own life is to like start fucking with the person you're with shit. Like if I'm running out of air, I'm taking your fucking helmet off. I'm trying to get your helmet on mine, even though it's never going to work in a million years, but you can't tell your brain that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just like all of a sudden, like this dude could just start freaking the fuck out and start trying to kill you, basically underneath like 1,800 feet of fucking water, you know? It's like the craziest fucking book, though, I've ever read. Like, in terms of what they did and shit, they ended up proving that it was a U-boat, which was cool, but it's like, to what end, dude? You fucking, like, people died doing this shit. You lost, like, 3 of your buddies, you know? Like,
for fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, this is fucking crazy, you know? Yeah. I forgot what got me on that, but there's your buddy. Yeah. Fucking scuba diving and shit.
Well, I've seen some other thing where, like, guys go on these crazy dives.
Yeah.
And you're not, if there's a problem, like you're not, that's like the number one rule. Like you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
well,
you're not allowed to like,
try and save anyone
go
else.
And try to get your friend.
Well, that's just it too. Is when you're going down there, the currents are so like crazy that like you can just all of a sudden be drifting down, and if you're not holding on to the fucking tether that like basically is your only lifeline to the boat, if you're not holding on to it tight enough for one moment and a fucking current hits you, you're gone. You're fucking 12 miles away and you're dead.
Yeah.
Like, because you're just, there's no way of getting back to the surface.
Like you hit like a wall in the tunnel that you're in. You dislodge all this sediment and shit, and like now you can't see.
Yeah. You don't know which way's up. You don't know which way's down. You know, if you're in one of these boats, a cabinet falls and lands on your fucking tether and you can't get it from out underneath it, you're fucking dead. Like, it's like so many ways to die in that shit. So many. But it was a fucking good book.
And the aliens are out there.
And the aliens are down there.
Did you
ever see the movie The Abyss?
Nope.
You got to see The Abyss.
The aliens are down there, though?
The aliens are down there.
Yeah. There's a new documentary coming out about something about the Disclosure Project or something.
Yeah.
And it's like fucking a lot of shit about fucking
I mean,
the ocean.
Yeah. If you wanted to I'd be more inclined to believe any of the shit when it comes to the ocean, because like there is just vast stretches that it's like we have no fucking idea what's down there.
Yeah.
You know? So.
And it's like if you're able like are you familiar with like the Tic Tac video or anything like that?
Yeah.
Like these things like they don't operate within the science, math, or whatever velocity, anything that has to do with physics on this planet.
Yeah.
So like if you are you're from some other dimension or some other piece of physics that we don't understand, I think like if you can do whatever you want on top of the water, you can probably do whatever you want under the water too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not as drastic of a difference of medium, if you will.
Yeah.
You know?
And all those Tic Tac videos do seem to kind of take place over water.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you're right.
It's wild. I don't even, like, I've been a big fan of, like, disclosure and shit like this for a long time, but I feel like I'm going to freak out the hardest when they're finally like, yo, it's real. And I'll be like, well, what the fuck are we doing?
Do we even have a plan? What the fuck are we doing?
Plan.
To me, that's my argument against all of these conspiracies. It's just like, it's not that I don't believe that they happen. It's like, I don't care, because what the fuck is the answer, even if it's all proven true and we wake up tomorrow and this is the world we live in, what the fuck are we going to do now? You know? It's like, I guess I just have to go to work still, you know?
Yeah, Will Smith has fallen so far out of favor that he cannot save us.
That's true.
Welcome to Earth, motherfucker.
Independence Day.
Yeah.
Have you tried watching that movie? I tried watching that movie with my kids, being like, this was like a summer blockbuster when I was a kid. I bet you they'd like this. They could not have been less interested. It was a movie that was 100% driven just by watching the White House explode. Like, that's it. Like, you watch that movie again, you're like, this movie sucks. And none of the effects stand up anyway. Like, it's just like Jurassic Park. You watch Jurassic Park today, it's like, wow, this is fucking still impressive. Like, it doesn't look great, but it looks pretty fucking good considering it's 32 years old or where the fuck it is.
What do both those movies have in common that you just brought up?
Did they come out? Well, they came out like probably back-to-back summers. Goldblum.
Jeff
Goldblum.
Goldblum.
Yeah, good call. Yeah. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Goldblum was like on top of the world for a 2-3 year period of time. Yeah.
Is Jeff Goldblum in Men in Black? Is this like no?
Yeah.
Doesn't have a.
But Will Smith, what the fuck was it? Oh, Will Smith rejected The Matrix because he was going to be in. Do you remember that awful movie Wild Wild West?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he chose that over The Matrix. But in that period of time, Will Smith would have been in The Matrix, Men in Black, Independence Day. Like, he would have been fucking. I mean, he still was
the one.
He still was the fucking biggest marketable star at that time, but he would have been even more so.
There've been a lot of funny racist jokes if Morpheus and Neo were both black.
There you go. Well, two black dudes would have never happened. No Hollywood.
That means Morpheus is turned into Morpheus is now Jeff Goldblum.
Ooh, that would have been good. Yeah.
What about Jeff Goldblum?
Well, if you take the red pill here, then you
yeah. Are you a fan of Jeff Goldblum?
Not really.
I'm not either.
Yeah. He's kind of just he is who he is.
Yeah, I used to be friends with these kids, these suspect individuals from Joe's Bar and Grill, and there was this one kid that was like, he just thought Jeff Goldblum was like the fucking hottest shit on the planet. And I was like, I don't understand how you can like Jeff Goldblum that fucking much.
He's the same dude in every movie.
Yeah.
Just kind of like a vaguely annoying Jewish guy.
If he was going to make it into Men in Black, I could imagine him as like the store owner who keeps getting his head blown off for like not telling the
Tony
truth.
Shalhoub?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Monk?
Yeah, Monk. Yeah.
That's crazy. I never knew that was that guy.
Yeah, that was
I would have been like, the guy that looks like the guy from Monk that's in Men in Black? And you've been like, that's the same guy.
They are one and the same. Yeah.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah. That is him, right? I'm pretty sure it's him.
I mean, this is a guy who has
him.
trouble telling Patrick Swayze apart from...
You have face blindness. I'll give you that.
Patrick Swayze. And, let's get into another thing, though, because my man...
If you're about to talk shit about Patrick Swayze...
man RG3...
You're going to get roundhouse kicked.
RG3 has been in the news lately because he's feuding with Ryan Clark.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been seeing him a lot. I think he looks a little bit like our guy.
He does. He's
a little bit.
He's fucking
but
black
it's not like
Cabbage.
He's like Hyde Cabbage's black cousin, not black Hyde Cabbage.
He's blind Cabbage.
Nice.
He does. Look head on. They're the same person.
You say Nyan Nide Cabbage?
I said Blind Cabbage.
I heard Nyan Nide Cabbage.
Trying to get me in trouble. All right.
You got to go?
I got to go.
All right. Touching tips. Like, share, subscribe. Maybe tell us to go fuck ourselves in the comments or something. That's nice for the algorithm too.
Call me gay. I don't care.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Later, guys.
Bye.